All right, folks, it's Thursday, December 11th, and the crypto markets are trying their best. Bitcoin pulled a quiet slide today. Alts are looking confused, and sentiment is still deep in fear, even though the macro backdrop keeps getting more bullish. And, oh yeah, someone mined an entire Bitcoin block solo and walked away with almost 300 grand. No big deal. Let's break it down.
You're listening to the SENB Daily Brief, powered by Whole Shot Coffee.
All right, let's start with the market recap. And remember, you don't need screenshots for this. If you've looked at the charts today, the story is pretty straightforward. Bitcoin is sitting around $91,700, down slightly on the day. The chart still shows that downward sloping channel it's been stuck in since October. RSI is heated, around 92, so yeah, short-term overbought. But here's the thing. We're bouncing off the same support levels over and over. It hasn't broken structure. It's not bullish, but it's not catastrophic. When in doubt, zoom out. ETH is around $3,230, doing that classic slow grind upward. Still below key moving averages, but pushing at the upper band of its trend line. RSI is also elevated, mid-80s to 90 range. XRP is doing XRP things, sitting at $2.02, still traveling inside a long-term downward channel. RSI is low 30s. The market clearly doesn't want to pick a direction for that one. Sol is the most stable of the majors today, around $136, still inside its downward channel, but the chart looks like it wants to break out. RSI mid-70s. The fear and greed index is 29, still fear, which honestly makes sense. People are jumpy. The charts don't look amazing, but the fundamentals, stronger than ever. Dominance is at 58.8%. That's high, meaning Bitcoin is still sucking liquidity away from alts. Alt season is not here. Don't let TikTok lie to you. And that, my friends, is the market. No explanations, no apologies, just vibes and volatility. But coming up next, we'll talk about what's actually behind the moves, or what people on X are claiming is behind the moves. Back in a moment.
You're listening to the SENB Daily Brief, powered by Whole Shot Coffee.
Okay, moving on to today's biggest headlines. And let me tell you, the news cycle is working overtime. We've got a solo miner hitting a full Bitcoin block, JPMorgan suddenly becoming a blockchain enjoyer, price predictions flying everywhere, and the usual political fireworks. Let's hit the highlights. First, a solo miner hits an entire block. A single miner, with basically zero probability, mined a whole Bitcoin block by himself. Reward? 3.133 BTC, or about $284,600. Imagine checking your wallet and just seeing $250,000 appear. Oh, look, my node did a thing. Next, JPMorgan's amenguises a bond on Solana. This is big. JPMorgan arranged a $50 million bond fully executed on Solana. Traditional finance isn't coming. It's here. Next on the list, JPMorgan predicts Bitcoin to $170,000. Yes, the same bank that used to call Bitcoin a scam, now they're saying $170,000. They always hate it until they own it. And what would be a news day without a little Trump headlines? Trump said the stock market hit a new all-time high and blamed fake polls for not giving him credit. Regardless of politics, markets like certainty. Trump headlines always move money. Next, Raoul Pal goes full bull mode. He says the Bitcoin crash is temporary, the 4-year cycle is dead, and we're about to go parabolic. Raoul is allergic to the word sideways. He only sees up. All right, that wraps up the big stories stirring the pot today. The markets are confused, the news is dramatic, and honestly, same. But now it's time for the only segment powered entirely by your brains. Let's open the Proof of Thought mailbag and see what you guys threw at me today. But of course, we'll do it after the break. Be right back.
You're listening to the SENB Daily Brief, powered by Whole Shot Coffee.
And now, it's time for the Proof of Thought mailbag, where you send the thoughts and I proof them. Let's see what the community has cooked up today. First message says, Sen, are we still early, or is crypto just gaslighting us at this point? Great question. And the answer is yes, we are early because adoption curves are long. And yes, crypto gaslights all of us, constantly. It's part of the charm. Next one asks, should I be worried about this dip? Short answer, if you're zoomed into the 5-minute chart, yes. If you're zoomed out to the halving cycle, no. If you're zoomed out beyond that, you're probably a Bitcoiner. Someone else writes, Sen, why does Bitcoin dump every time I buy it? Oh, that one's easy. It's personal. Kidding. But seriously, welcome to the club. Everyone thinks the market is targeting them individually. It's not. Probably. Thanks for the questions, everyone. Keep sending them. And remember, you don't need permission or a super chat. Just tag SENB Media, drop a proof of thought, and it might end up in the show. All right, when we come back, we will give a quick recap on the SENB project. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the SENB Daily Brief, powered by Whole Shot Coffee.
All right, folks, welcome back. Let's go over a fresh SENB project update, because even on a day when the crypto markets wobble, this little ecosystem of ours just keeps leveling up. First up, the SENB Token. If you've checked the chart today, you've probably noticed we're sitting comfortably in the green, up roughly 11% over the last 24 hours. RSI on lower time frames cooled off nicely, liquidity is holding steady, and net volume is trending upward. In other words, buyers are quietly nibbling. Accumulation vibes. Holder count is sitting at 45, which is exactly where we want it during controlled early phase growth. Slow, steady, organic. Nothing forced. 2 more Embervale singles were officially sent through the distribution pipeline today, which means the Embervale catalog is starting to thicken out across the streaming universe. Shattered Dreams is now live, rolling out to all platforms. The Clock Don't Stop and Embervale already live. Summer's End is processing and out by tomorrow. Distribution platforms lighting up across the board. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Instagram Reels, TikTok, Deezer, Pandora, Tencent, Tidal, and more. The machine is turning on. Over on YouTube, the metrics still look incredible. 1,071 subscribers, plus 1,000 subs in the last 28 days. 21,212 views in the last month. 156 hours of watch time. Yesterday's show, strong retention and early engagement. And shorts and Embervale music clips continuing to drive discovery. It's exactly the kind of algorithm momentum you want right before dropping big updates. Which leads us to, yes, that one. The major ecosystem event we've hinted at on previous shows, the one involving the airdrop. Development continues behind the scenes, but timing is everything, and we're not rushing it. The stronger the base community becomes, the bigger the impact this event will have. And based on the numbers, the base is getting stronger. So, SENB chart, looking healthy. Music catalog, expanding fast. Engagement, up across every platform. The ecosystem, growing in multiple directions at the same time. Exactly how we built the blueprint. And the best part, we're only getting started. If you're part of this community, you're early. If you're just tuning in, welcome aboard. When we come back, final thoughts, a quick wrap-up, and a look at what's next. Stick around. We're closing this one out the right way.
You're listening to the SENB Daily Brief, powered by Whole Shot Coffee.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is the part of the show where we zoom out, breathe a little, and make sense of the bigger picture. Markets move. Headlines fly. Bitcoin throws tantrums. But every day drops another clue about where this space is heading. So let's bring it home. Final thoughts, show close, and what to watch as we roll into tomorrow. When you step back and look at everything happening today, Bitcoin wobbling after yesterday's excitement, fear creeping back into the index, dominance holding steady, and headlines flying from every direction, it all points to one simple truth. The market isn't broken, it's just thinking. We had a solo miner walk away with nearly 300 grand in block rewards. We had JPMorgan quietly sliding deeper into crypto rails, not theorizing about blockchain, actually using them. We had Raoul Pal doubling down on the idea that the old 4-year cycle is fading and a new era is forming. And of course, we had Trump doing Trump things, taking victory laps as markets hit fresh highs. Put all of this together and you get a picture that isn't bearish at all. It's transitional. These are the moments where narratives rewrite themselves. These are the moments where conviction gets tested. And these are the moments where early builders, communities like ours, position themselves for the next leg up. SENB is growing, views are up, subs are up, engagement is up, the token is gaining traction, and the music branch, Embervale, is pushing out new releases faster than ever. So if you're here watching the show, commenting, liking, sharing, or holding a little SENB in your wallet, you're helping shape something that didn't exist just a few months ago. Well, that's going to do it for today's edition of the SENB Daily Brief. Hit the like button, drop a comment for tomorrow's mailbag, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Stay sharp, stay curious, and as always, keep thinking for yourself. I'm SENB Hero, and I'll see you in the next one. The SENB Daily Brief is a production of SENB Hero Media in collaboration with Whole Shot Coffee, coffee that fuels champions. Written and hosted by yours truly, SENB Hero. Production, editing, and scheduling handled by Maya Valencia, who somehow keeps me on time, caffeinated, and occasionally polite. Original theme music composed and produced by Paul Hahn, the community legend whose beats hit harder than a Fed rate hike. Research support provided by the SENB community. Proof that sarcasm and spreadsheets can coexist. For more shows, merch, and on-chain chaos, visit senbheromedia.com. Thanks for tuning in. Stay caffeinated. And remember, if it's not in the brief, it probably wasn't bullish anyway.
Set my wallet free.